Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hashtag Truth. Today's show is brought to you by Superjaw, Carolina Foothills Crafts and Collectibles, Gifts and Talents, 136 West Main Street, Forest City, North Carolina. Also, Sissy's Decals and Designs. They will put decals and designs on almost anything. Find all these sponsors on Facebook.com. And here we go. How are you doing, Young Tiger? We have Young Tiger John Mathews. How you doing, sir?
Brother, I'm doing good, Can't complain. Weather's fine outside. We're good.
All right. Well, you know how the drill goes. First question always out of the chute is, how'd you get into professional wrestling? And who's your trainer, brother?
Well, you see, I was I'd say about 4 or 5. I started watching wrestling with my grandpa. It was always WWE. We didn't watch nothing else. Uh, Eventually, he took me to a WWE show down there in Greenville, I think it was. And I was like, Grandpa, I'm going to be a wrestler. He was like, okay. He didn't believe it. He always, yeah. Well, one day I went to an SWA show down there in Forest City where the Forest City Armory is now, but that was back
Right.
before he did stuff. And I went to a man named David Reimer, which he went under the ring name of Wicked. I went up and said, how do I get into the wrestling business? He was like, just come up to the show before the show, come help set up, train, I'll let you train for free. I was like, all right. I was about 13.
So you wrestled at SWA, is that what you're saying?
No, I started training at 13 at SWA.
Okay.
And I trained for about 4 or 5 months. My mama made me get out after I had one match. It was a 2-ring battle royal, and she said it was too dangerous. She made me get out. Then I stopped.
Good old mama, man. Good old mama trying to look out for you, but
then I stopped. I started back at 18 under a promotion. It's called UIW, but
right.
y'all know about that. I started training there. Things didn't work out, so I branched out. Now, I don't know if you know a wrestler under the name of Kid Chaos.
Oh, yes.
That's who I branched out to him. I seen him at SWA, real good wrestler. He's very talented, high flying, everything else. I went up and said, hey, can you train me? He was like, yeah, I got a ring in my backyard. This is the days we train. This is what time. I said, all right, I'll be there. And I started training under him. He started getting me on shows. Started growing more and more, and that's how I got to where I am today.
There you go, man. So how did you get the name The Young Tiger? How'd that come about?
Well, you see, I had John Mathews, back in SWA, I had to have a ring name for the 2-ring battle royal. So when they say I got eliminated, so I came up with John Mathews. I know I'm gonna sound like a mark, but I was 13. I came up with a name from John Cena. That's where I got John from, and Mathews from Josh Mathews.
There you go.
My favorite wrestler, my favorite ring announcer. So that's what I came up with. And then the Young Tiger, I was just wrestling, different places. I was like, I need something to put on shirts, be marketable, be able to sell stuff. I was like, the Young Tiger. I just started thinking. It just came up in my head, and I was like, boom, that's what it's gonna be. Because before I had the Tiger Stripe pants.
Okay.
And I was like, I just got to use it.
There you go, man. Use what you got. That's what I'm talking about. So how long have you been in professional wrestling?
Around the business or actually in it?
Actually in it. How long have you been actually wrestling?
I say actually wrestling it's been close to a year and a half now. But I've been training a little bit before that, like I said before.
Okay. So tell me, some of the people that you've wrestled since you've become a wrestler. Throw some names out there.
Kid Chaos, Jackson Bones, I wrestled him. Jack Morgan, Crucifix, Crucifix.
Now you're throwing down. Now you're throwing out a SmackDown name. Now you're getting big time. There you go.
Abel Adams, The Foundation, You know, Kid Holiday. Uh,
Nice.
just to name a few. That's who I've been wrestling. You know,
So,
people.
what was your of all your matches in your young career? What was your favorite match, man?
I have to say with my trainer, Kid Chaos. You know, we just click. We just know what we're going to do, and we got our pace down. We got our moves down. We just know what's going to happen. It's just so smooth. We already know what's going to happen.
Where did that match take place? Do you remember?
I've wrestled him many times, brother. Many times.
Okay, the first time you ever wrestled Kid Chaos, where was the first time? Do you remember where it was at?
It would have to be at his brother's show. It was called New Blood Championship Wrestling.
Okay.
It was at a fair show, and we just, I said, hey, you know, his name is Rex Rumble. That's who runs it. I was like, Rex, you know, can I wrestle a kid? You know, he's been training me. I think we have a good match. He was like, yeah.
You're throwing a lot of big names out there, brother. I'm liking this. I mean, at first you were like, well, and then now you're throwing, Kid Chaos. You're throwing, Kid Holiday. You're throwing, Max Rumble out there. I mean, these are big indie wrestler names. I mean, they're popular around the area. So
Yes,
you
sir.
wrestled around some good wrestlers, man. That's nothing to be ashamed of at all.
I appreciate it, man. It
Jack
was my,
wants to know who was your very first match.
I would have to say it was Alan Price. Back then it was at UIW. I wrestled under the Blue Man. I wore a full body blue suit. It was called the Blue Man. Just came out there and acted funny and just
Is
got
is
beat.
is that is that some kind of rib that goes around to a lot of organizations? You're not
Well,
the only guy that's ever told me that you know one of the first times they had to go wrestle, they had to put on this big blue suit and they called him something and threw him out there.
it's not a rib. You would say it's so you can have a mask on. You can wrestle under a mask, and people really wouldn't know who you was. So
Right.
you know, it just gave you a chance to have the exposure and see what you could do in front of the fans.
Jack Morgan said, "Hey Scott, what's up, spot stealer? I don't know what spot I'm stealing, brother, but
No, he's talking about me.
oh, okay, you're a spot stealer. Okay, there's a
Uh,
story
I
there.
could.
Tell us the story, brother."
All right, so you know, it was when I was young. I was in a business a couple months. You know, I stole one of his moves. You know, it wasn't my fault. I didn't know. It was a snapmare. I hit the ropes, sliding clothesline. Ever since then, I did it. He's always called me a spot stealer.
There's enough moves in wrestling to go around, young Tiger. There's enough moves.
Hey, look, it was just the first thing on my mind when I was in the ring. I just did it.
Did it look good? That's the thing though. Did you make your boy Jack look good?
Not the first time. I've done it a couple more times, but not the first time. It was
The first time was a crash and burn.
yeah, but I've gotten better at it.
So, young Tiger, what is your finishing move, brother? What do you use to finish off your opponents?
I used the Christopher Daniels Angel Wings.
Nice. Tucker White says class versus trash. Uh-oh, here's another story. What's up with that, man?
Back at UIW, I was called the Prep with Step, John Mathews. I came out as a preppy white guy, all dressed up, dress pants, vest, and me and him had a match. He's called the Prince of White Trash. I was called the Prep with Step. He came up class versus trash.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Who won the match?
I believe it was him. He
Oh, so
he hit me
trash
with
beat class that time, huh?
he hit me with a sliced bread.
Jack said, I remember when you wrestled Felix in the blue suit. And he's laughing.
Yep.
Jack Morgan saying no about something.
He said no about the move.
Oh, okay. Stephen Fry wants to know, what is your workout routine?
Well, brother, this right here. Nah, I'm just you know, I try to do as much workout as I can. You know, push ups, sit ups. You know, the main stuff. But my job, you know, it requires a lot of heavy lifting. So I mean, I get a lot of exercise doing that out in the hot heat. You know, walking around. You know, it requires a lot of workout. But I try to work out when I can.
Okay. Do you do any cardio, any running, or?
Uh, every once in a while, will if I get
I
going.
run every time they call me for supper. Does that count? I
I
mean,
heard that, brother. I heard that.
the roar. What is the roar, man?
I don't know what the rule is. I don't.
Maybe
I
because
really,
you're the young tiger, they want you to roar. I don't know.
I haven't got that down yet.
Jackson Bones wants to know what's your finish on big guys.
Big guys. You know, I figure a way out to get them on the ground, and I hit them with a frog splash off the top.
Okay. So you said you hit him with a frog splash. What is your size? How tall and how much do you weigh?
I weigh about six. I'm 6 foot, about 220.
6 foot 220. So yeah, you got some up in you. You probably got some up in you.
Yeah, I
Frank. Hello,
well,
Frank. We love you, Frank. Be
oh
nice,
Frank,
Frank.
come on.
Jack Morgan, his finisher. So you said is that the only two finishers you use, or do you have others?
Let me say it depends on how the match goes. You know,
Okay.
if I hit either one of those moves, I'm gonna figure a way out to hit a finisher on them.
There
Right?
you
I
go.
mean, I hit anything that take down the opponent. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Good answer. Steven wants to know who would you choose to tag with your from your normal circle of workers?
That's good because I work with a lot of good workers. That's a hard question.
Come on,
Ooh,
man, pick one. Trust me, it ain't gonna hurt nobody else's feelings.
I had to say crucifix just because.
Okay.
That's my main.
What would you call your tag team?
Oh, see, you
Put
throwing
you
me
on the
kind of for
spot, huh?
that's, see, things like this take time for me to think. I'm not real
See,
good
that's
at this
what
kind of
talk
stuff.
shows are all about. You got to think fast, man. You got to think fast.
I don't know.
You all
I
good,
don't,
man. Let's think of a name for the Young Tiger and Crucifix's tag team, man. Let's hear some names. You guys pull out some names out of your hat, those who are watching. If you have any questions for John Mathews, the Young Tiger, get them set up. I am going to, right now, I'm going to give John Mathews a few seconds to think about that name, and I'm going to put some posters up here of upcoming shows. If you guys are in the area, support your local indie wrestling shows. We're going to go straight to some of these posters. Let's see if I can't get them up here without messing it up. There we go. Honor Among Us, AWC, coming up August the 10th. Live Wire Wrestling, coming up July 13th. EWF coming up. Go for the Gold, July 27th, 2019. I will have Sydney on the show. She will be talking about the show and why it's being called Go for the Gold and everything about it. She'll be on my show on the 25th. NAWA having a big birthday bash. Woo, that one looks like fun. Down there at the fairgrounds, Morganton, North Carolina. And Millennium Wrestling is going to be coming July 13th, 2019. Woo! A lot of great wrestling shows. If you guys want to
don't
get your shows promoted, put them up on my website, man, or send them to me in a message and say, I want this show to be promoted, and I will be more than happy to put them up here. John Mathews, Young Tiger, where are you going to be in the near future, brother?
That's what I was about to get on. You know, this coming up weekend, Saturday, I'll be at IWC. It's in Clyde, North Carolina. It's up near what's that called? Fines Creek. Yeah, Fines Creek.
Okay.
Fines Creek Community Center. That's where that will be. And then the weekend after that, July 20th, I'll be at New Millennium Championship Wrestling in Kings Mountain at the Kings Mountain Armory.
There you go, man. I'm thinking about coming up there to Kings Mountain, man. That New Millennium looks pretty cool. Hopefully
Me
I'll
too,
catch
man.
you up there.
We're gonna tear the house down.
Jack Morgan said, "How about me and you in a riverbank match?"
Ooh, hardcore riverbank match. Book it.
He said, "Book it." Jack Morgan, you're gonna hook him, hook, line, and sinker, baby.
He can't hook me because I'm not a fish.
Oh, Jackson Bones said just because he would tag with Chris because of the exposure. Hey, nothing wrong with being in the game, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game. You know what I'm saying? If I could tag team with somebody as high exposed as Crucifix, if I had him as a friend, you better believe I'd use it. Darn Skippy, man. Nothing wrong
I,
with
I
that.
I got a tag name for us. I was thinking about it.
Okay.
I call it the Greek Tiger because he's the Greek Wolverine. I'm the young tiger. The Greek Tigers.
There you go. Michael wants to know, John Mathews, why does it take you 20 minutes to get from the locker room to the ring? There's a story behind that, brother. Tell us about it.
Woo! First time Michael let me actually have a real match. I hate my song. Took me 20 minutes. Nah, not 20 minutes, but it was like 2 minutes before I came out the curtain.
A little nervous? Just a little?
Nah, I was just.
You was just building up anticipation, right?
I was hyped.
Did you get a pop when you came through the curtain? Did you get a pop?
Kinda. It was my first time there. Really is. I got a pop for being the first time there.
Okay, hey, it's something, man. If one person gets up and claps, that's a pop in my eyes, man. First time ever. That's awesome. If y'all have any questions for the young Tiger, John Mathews, feel free, man. Comments, anything. Let's get this ball rolling. He said no hate. He said he didn't know why. That's all I was saying. Okay. Don't you know rednecks also know how to lasso, boy? Uh-oh. He's going to lasso a young tiger. That's what I'm talking about. Bring out that whip and lasso.
Talking about tag teams, me and Kid Chaos had a tag team. We still are. It's called the Chaotic Destruction. That's what we're heels, obviously.
Okay, there you go. Alex says, "Ooh, look on here, the young tiger." How you doing tonight, Alex?
Live and in action.
That's it, man. So, growing up, you said you watched wrestling. Who was your favorite wrestler growing up in the WWE? Who did you idolize?
Well, see, just me and my grandpa just watched WWE, but I watched a whole lot more. I'd have to say, like I said, John Cena, that was one of them. That's how I got my name. But like a young TNA AJ Styles, I really like AJ Styles.
I like AJ Styles throughout his whole career. There wasn't any part of AJ Styles' career that I didn't like, man. But yeah, TNA years were, that's where he made a name for himself, basically, was TNA. So
I still like
can't
AJ
go wrong
Styles.
There.
That's back then.
Right?
I was a fan of all of them. I just loved to watch wrestling. It didn't matter who was on, what show. I just like to watch it.
Michael Butler said, he was just messing with you.
Oh yeah, he gives me a hard time about it all the time.
Jackson Bones wants to know, I believe we went over this. He probably came in late. Where are you going to go in the future? Oh, he didn't. This is a different question. Where do you expect to be in the future, man? What is your plans for the future? Where do you see the young Tiger in like 5 years?
5 years? Hopefully, at least on PWX. But I would really like to get to New Japan, Ring of Honor, AEW. I would go to WWE, but they don't really know how to use their guys right now. So I have to give them a little bit of time to figure out what they're doing.
Well, they know how to use their guys. It's in my opinion, the problem is they have too many guys. They definitely know how to use them. I would never say that Vince McMahon doesn't know how to use a wrestler. But when you have basically 3 shows and 900 wrestlers, there's not enough TV time, And Plus, he's going up against AEW and he's jerking up everybody that he can, so AEW can't get him. And it's going to be fun to watch, man. If you're a wrestling fan of WWE and you're starting to like AEW, it looks like we're going to have another, like Monday Night Wars. It's going to be fun to
But
watch.
I would like to be on WWE though.
Oh, who wouldn't, man? I'd love to announce. Could you imagine me sitting next to Jerry the King Lawler or Michael Cole? I can't stand Michael Cole, so me and Michael Cole wouldn't get along very well. But I would love to sit next to these guys and do a show. That would be
You know
awesome.
who you work good with? Jim Ross.
Oh, Jim Ross, man, that would be a dream, man. Jim Ross. If Heenan was alive, I would have loved to have sat next to Bobby Heenan and done a show. I mean, there's a lot of great announcers out there. Randy wants to know, what promotion do you work for right now? Where?
Oh, I work for many. I work for IWC, Independent Wrestling Coalition. I work for TCW, Tri-State Championship Wrestling up in Fairview. I wrestle for New Millennium Championship Wrestling, GCW, New Blood Championship Wrestling. And
So you're making your circles, man. You've been around.
Oh yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one do you like the best? Which promotion do you like going to the best?
Oh,
This is hashtag truth, brother.
You trying to give me the?
You won't, trust me, you won't get in trouble, man. If you're a wrestler and you're good and you keep training, I don't care. You can come on here and say somebody's crap. If you're good and you're going to make them money, they're going to hire you, brother. I
like all the shows I go to, but I say the best is probably Tri-State Championship Wrestling, TCW, up in Fairview, North Carolina.
Okay. See, there ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with saying this is my favorite. I've got a favorite. Mine's EWF. I'll go to a million shows around my area. But you better believe when EWF has a show, Scott Larson's front and center, brother. I'm not ashamed of it. Alexander Polk says, I'm ready for your match. Michael Butler says, you're a great kid.
Thank you, sir.
Jackson Bones said, if you could choose anybody, anywhere, any time period, who would you work?
See, that's hard. See, I really want a match with Abel Adams. I've worked as tag with him, but I really want to work him, one-on-one. Because when I started at SWA when I was real little, he was training me there. I just would like to have a match so I can learn from him more than I'd have and just have a great match. It don't matter where, any time.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, let me expand that question. Let me expand that question. In the WWE, and they could be alive or dead, who would it be?
In WWE.
Mm-hmm. Alive or dead, man?
I want to wrestle CM Punk.
Oh, man. Now, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Make sure it's in Chicago, too. Because if you're going to beat CM Punk, you got to beat him in his hometown.
Gotta be.
Randy said, -3 count. Brother, everybody's got a favorite. But just remember, you got to make the rounds. I mean, everybody tells me that, and I believe it. You got to make the rounds. It's good to have a favorite, but support everybody. Support all the local indie wrestling shows, all the the local wrestlers and all that. I want to see everyone. I want to see WWE have so much talent knocking on their doors that they're going to have to make a show 7 days a week. That's my goal.
I want to. As soon as I get my South Carolina license, I'll be everywhere in South Carolina if I can.
Jackson Bone says, nice Toller show. Definitely a good show to be a part of.
He's talking about TCW.
Right. Chris Stewart said IWC Pro Wrestling. There you go. See, everybody's got a favorite, and that's okay. But like I said, support everyone. No matter where they go, I'm going to support everyone. How you doing, Joshua? Hope your back's feeling okay, man. I'm praying for you every day. Man, I can't wait to EWF and we get together and whoop it up, man.
Whoop whoop.
That's it. Hey Scott, you still trying to come? Man, I'm trying to get everywhere. It between. Let me tell you, and I'm being
We watch
very
everything.
serious when I say this. I am spending about 5-6 hours a day on my show here. Um, of course, I got a family, so I go places with my wife, and I got a daughter who's sick right now, unfortunately. So it, it's kind of a struggle, but I'm going to try to get out to as many shows as I possibly can. Everybody knows my situation. I can't drive. I take too much medicine. South Carolina will not allow me to have a driver's license. So I'm at the whim of my wife. I love her to death. And when she's in the mood to go watch wrestling, we're out the door, brother. So that's just the way it goes, and I'm happy with it. As long as everybody comes on my show and brings me some love and wrestling this way, I'm good to go, man. Mr. I Am Righteous is here. You have to choose one. If you have to choose one country, where would you rather work? Japan, Mexico, or Europe? Good question.
It had to be for Japan, for New Japan, for New Japan.
See, there's one thing that I really like about New Japan. New Japan basically isn't TV 14. If you have you ever really watched New Japan? I'm not talking about the New Japan they put on TV here on on cable, because they cut everything out. But if you watch real New Japan wrestling, like you actually watch the shows. I mean, they cuss. They anything comes out of their mouth, man. I mean,
Attitude Era.
the realism of the moment is not lost in New Japan Pro Wrestling, man. Let me tell you. And that was one thing that I really enjoyed in watching. Not that I'm a guy who likes listening to cussing and that, but the heat of the moment and things like that. You like that coming out of your wrestler, man. Good or bad. I'm going to kick his ass. Things like that. Excuse my language, but things like that. And people can come on my show and talk any way they want. I don't feel comfortable talking that way. That's just the way I am. But yeah, I love New Japan wrestling, so picking Japan. But me personally, if I was a wrestler and this question was asked to me, I would love to go to Mexico, brother. Man, them luchadors, oh my goodness. If you learn the luchador way of wrestling, you will go all over. Chuck wants to know, why'd you pick New Japan wrestling, brother?
I don't know, there's just something about it. Ever since I started watching it, I just fell in love with it. It's just great wrestling. They have a bunch of great talent.
Right?
You know, you know, a lot of the big stars, like Kenny Omega, AJ Styles, Finn Balor, all of them. That's where all the big people go.
John Moxley, who is the U.S. Champion now for New Japan.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's even awesome when they come over here. AEW has signed a lot of Japanese wrestlers, men and women, to fight in their shows. So it is pretty awesome. Here's a question for you from Jackson Bones: if you could have your own show, how would you run it, and who are some of the people you would book?
Oh, that's a hard question. How would I run it? Do you mean that I would just run it, once a month, because that's how you get most fans. That's how you get people wanting to come back. Instead of every week, they want to come back.
Okay, here's a hard question for you. Who would be your go-to main event wrestlers? Who would be the first two wrestlers you'd pick to be in your very first main event of your very first show?
Main event.
These two guys are going to, as they say, put butts in seats.
Does it have to be singles or can it be tag?
It can be a tag, man.
I'd put high profile against the Ugly Ducklings.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Man, I love high profile, man. I love their gimmick. I love everything about them. Uh, I said it before and I'll say it again. They were in one of the best tag team triple threat matches that I've ever saw in my entire life, and I'll say it to my dying day until I see a better one.
Talking about that, I've also wrestled high profile. And I've also wrestled Cage Side. I just wanted to get that out there.
So is Cade Seidel the only uh, 5-star member that you've wrestled?
No, I've wrestled Felix. Feel good.
Okay.
In the blue suit. You remember the blue suit? But it was a real match.
So it was a dark match?
It was a goofy match because I really didn't get to show off my talent. I just went there and basically jobbed out.
Okay. Alex, I don't know exactly what he means by what's the best storyline. So I'm going to ask you, have you been put in any storylines, and what is your best storyline you've ever been put into?
See, starting out young, first starting out, people really don't put you in storylines.
Okay. Hey, be honest, man. That's what this is all about.
But currently, I'm going to be in a storyline.
Okay.
I'm at Tri-State Championship Wrestling. I'm working.
Don't give it away, brother. Don't give it away. Just say you're going to be in one and watch out for it. Don't give it away. You tell them they got to come see it.
All I'll say is I'm a #1 contender for a belt. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say.
There you go. There you go. You leave them with that, man. Then you get them to come pay at the door to see what's going on. So there you go. Victoria wants to know who is your biggest supporter.
She already knows who that is. It's her. She already knows.
And who is Victoria to you?
That is my girlfriend.
There you go, man. So you know what the next few lines of question are. Hey, family's a big thing for me. All wrestlers, man. I'm assuming Victoria is very, very understanding when it comes to you being a wrestler, correct?
She's the one that she's the one that drives me to every show. She's the one that sells my merch. She's the one that gets my merch made. She made my gear just a couple weeks ago. She does it all, man.
Manager Victoria, how are you doing, ma'am? So she's basically your manager, right?
I guess you would say that, yeah. Other than getting,
are you getting paid right, Victoria? Let me step out here and say, are you getting paid right? Is he treating you well?
The money is in her pockets, not mine.
There you go, man. That's what I'm talking about. I Am Righteous said, I got a manager spot, right? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I think he's talking about your show. We were trying to. I think he wanted a manager spot in there. Okay. Alexander says, what do you think the best storyline is in WWE?
I haven't really watched WWE currently because, I just ain't had time really. But I do watch other wrestling when I can, but I haven't really watched WWE in a while.
Well, Alex, I'll give you mine. Mine is the two beasts that are going at it. Can't wait to see the next pay-per-view with those two guys in it, with Braun Strowman and I keep forgetting the other guy's name, but the two beasts that went through the wall.
Is it Lars Sullivan?
No, it's not Lars Sullivan. It's bald-headed guy. What's his name? I can't think of his name. Somebody's going to throw it out there, but I just, right now, my mind just went blank. I can see him. He used to come out with his little sidekick, Rush.
I have no clue.
Somebody will throw it out there.
Leo Rush?
Yeah, Leo Rush. Who is it?
Oh, that's Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. There you go. See, I knew somebody'd think of it. See, Bobby Lashley and Braun Strowman, man. That to me, that's the best storyline they got going right now. Both of them guys going to the hospital after going through the wall and all that. Tucker White just said it too, Bobby Lashley. Thank you very much, Tucker. I appreciate it.
Now, talking about Leo Rush, watching him, that's amazing.
Uh-oh, Jackson Bone said, oh, she's your girlfriend, no mother of your child or nothing? So I'm assuming you have children.
I ain't got to put it out there. She already knows what she is. She's
There you
the love of
go.
my life, my girlfriend. She takes care of me. That's all that matters.
Is there? I'm going to put you on the spot right here on hashtag truth. Is there wedding bells in the future?
Of course. What do you mean?
You stuttered a little bit there, brother. You stuttered. Come on now. I'm all good, man. It's good. I'm just playing with you, putting you on the spot.
I understand, brother. Ain't no problem.
Anybody got some questions for the young Tiger John Mathews, man? You said how many? You mentioned like 8 or 9 wrestling organizations you've wrestled for, man. What out of all those? You've had to have learned a lot going to 9 different places. Who can you remember was the last person to sit you down and go over a match with you and talk about what happened out in the ring and gave you pointers?
Well, you see, it was at IWC. It was me and Kid Holiday versus Crucifix and Kid Chaos. We had the match. It was some mess ups. It's expected.
Right,
We had some mess. They all sat down. We all sat down with each other, talked about it. Kid Chaos. Cade Seidel and Rex Rumble both came up and talked to us about it. We all just sat there and talked about what we needed to do, what we could have done to make it better, what I could have done to improve later on, and just
right.
stuff like that.
See, that's awesome, man. That's great when a bunch of wrestlers after a match get together, talk about what you could do better, the moves and that, and that's what's going to get you guys all propelled to the next level, man. And that's what I love to hear.
That's the only
Jackson
way to
Bone
get better.
says she's going to whoop your tail, man.
She can because I ain't gonna hit her.
Junior said he's nervous. Give him a break. He's not nervous, man. He's good. He's a trooper, man. He's been taking this awesomely. Brandon Owen says, "Calm down. No reason to be nervous." No, he's not. He has not been nervous, man. He's been answering all these questions with a smile. What is your biggest strength and biggest struggle in your career so far? We'll start with the biggest strength. What is John Mathews' biggest strength in the ring?
Listening. Listening. That's the biggest thing you can learn. I'm gonna let everybody, any new wrestler that wants to become a wrestler, anybody who's training anything, listening is the best thing you could do. That's the number one thing you have to have.
Well, you got to be able to follow directions too. I mean, anybody can
Well,
listen, but you got to be able to follow the directions. Do what the people are saying. You know what I'm
well,
saying?
I thought that came with listening.
Oh no, not in this day and age, brother. You got to make it perfectly clear.
That's
But
like my biggest struggle.
what's your biggest struggle?
Psychology.
Psychology of a match? Yeah, that's one thing, man. If and I talk about it all the time. Everybody get your drinks ready because I'm about to say my most famous saying. If you are there to get me invested as a fan, you've got to know that. You got to know how to tell a story in the ring. You got to know how to bring your character out. You got to know how to make the faces. If somebody's got you down and they're on top of your leg and they're twisting your leg and you're not looking like you're hurt, I'm not going to get interested in your match. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And there's a lot of young wrestlers that really need to learn that, man. And and some wrestlers come into the ring, and again, I'm saying this as a fan. They come into the ring and they forget 5 minutes into the match who their character is. They forget about playing their character. They just want to do the moves. And I understand being, new and nervous but you can't forget to keep playing your character. I don't care if you're a good guy or a bad guy. You got to keep playing your character. Because if you give me something to invest in, I'm going to keep following you and I'm going to keep spending money. Eventually, I'm going to come to your merch table and I'm going to go, "Hey, brother, I want a shirt. I want a hat. I want to represent because you're working hard. I want to work hard for you." You know what I'm saying?
Let me go back to that question. The biggest
Okay.
strength, I say, charisma.
There you
Like
go.
when I come out a ball of fire, just pumped up the whole time. Got to get the crowd. You got to be pumped up before the crowd can be pumped up.
Big Tat wants to know when you and him are going to hook up.
Like I said, you remember I messaged you. I sent it on #truth. Whenever you want to, title match, gauntlet, whatever. Book it. Get a book.
Well, unfortunately, Big Tat don't have the belt to put up no more. I think that,
Oh man,
yeah, it's a shame. I hate to say it, but Big Tat don't have the belt to put up no more. He lost it in the show the very next night, but he put up a great fight, man. He lived out there to the ring. I saw the match. He lived out to the ring. He gave it everything he had, but unfortunately, his opponent came away with his belt, man.
I still work a match with him. It don't matter to me.
Alex says, I'm going to take that advice. Great. Calm down and slow down your talking, hun. You got your nervous stutter going on. She knows you better than anybody, brother. Why did it take you 9 minutes to get to the ring at GCW?
Oh
do you let me ask you this, man, because this is like the third time this has come up. Do you have like an Undertaker-esque entrance where, the music plays, the lights come down low, the fire comes? Because 9 minutes, bro?
It did not take 9 minutes, but what happened is I came out. It took me like a minute to come out, and then I went and slapped everybody's hand, went up in the stands, slapped their hand, came down. I just did it.
You just wanted to make everybody. You wanted everybody to get the Young Tiger experience. That's what it was.
I'm trying to get everybody invested, man.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about. See, I like answers like that. Got to wait for the beat to drop.
Exactly.
Fans is what makes you. There you go. That's true, Brandon. You have to believe in yourself before you can make anyone believe you. That is true. That is one thing that I will say. All the wrestlers out there that have a gimmick of some kind or have been given a gimmick, if they put themselves 100% invested in it, you will get something out of it. Because sometimes, and I've heard of promoters and owners and things like that, giving somebody a gimmick like you were talking about, like a blue suit or something like that, they just want to throw you to the wolves to see what's gonna happen. But if you take it and you get over doing that, you turn it back on the promoter, because then the promoter's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute, this guy knows what he's doing. I'm going to give him a real I'm going to sit him down and we're going to give him a real character, and I'm going to push this kid. You know what I mean? Besides your trainer, who is your idol in the business?
I'd have to give it to Abel Adams.
Okay.
Have to.
Now, why is that?
I've just looked up to him ever since I started. Real young kid, 13 years old, went to the first indie show. I just seen him, and it was just something about him. Just his character, the way he worked, everything.
Big Tat said, I only lost due to my knee injury. I agree with that because I saw the match. I'm coming back for it July 20th. I'll give you a shot one day. So there you go. If he gets the belt back, yes, you've got a shot, Young Tiger. There you go, man. Yes, call him out on that. Michael said, John, I got to run, kid. You keep training. You're talented. Slow down in the ring. Cameron Jackson says he will train you. Wow, there you go, man. Another guy. I'm about to start training with him on Saturday. You should come. Hit me up. Talk to you later. TCW? Really? I see how you do me. Lol, I love you, kid. He's just ribbing you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Michael, for showing up on #Truth, man. I love it when promoters and owners and bookers and all that show up on the show. It just makes me so happy that they're looking at these kids and they want to book them. And if #Truth has anything to do with that, man, it just makes me beam with pride. John Mathews, everything that I've heard so far, man, I really want to come watch you wrestle, brother. I really do.
Hey, brother, anytime. I'll let you know when and where.
There you go. Alex says he's out of here. He's got to go shoot some fireworks. Brother, you about 4 days late. I'm just saying. Jackson Bones says he is one of your trainers, Goof.
I didn't really learn back then because I didn't train that long. I didn't really learn much, but
Hey, he might have taught you the most important thing. You never know. You know what I'm
oh,
saying?
I was a real young kid. I didn't really listen. That was my main problem. Back then, I really didn't listen.
Oh, wow. But hey, but now you are, right?
Yes, sir.
There you go. So, of all the wrestlers, I think we did this question, but I want to ask it again because,
Okay.
man, I mean, there's
No problem.
a lot of wrestlers out there. You said that you've seen or been around or have helped train you, have talked to you. Seriously, think about this question, man. We talked about you booking a show. All right, where would you put yourself in that show right now in your career? In this point in your career, would you be a person who starts off the show? Would you be a mid card person, or would you be in the title shots? Where would you put your career right now?
I'm in between the curtain jerk, at the beginning and mid card.
Okay, that's an honest question. That's an honest answer, man. I love it because some people, some wrestlers think that they're main event material right off the bat, and I'm glad to hear you say that. Not because I don't think you're good enough, but everybody needs to learn a lot more. Just like I'm learning every day in this field, man. I work hard every day. You'd be shocked how many times I turn on this camera and I'm talking to nobody. But hey, you got to learn. You got to feel comfortable in your own skin. You know what I'm talking about? And I'm
Yes,
glad you
sir.
do, brother.
Well, you see,
I love you, Victoria. I can't wait to meet you. I want to shake your hand. That's awesome. You still don't listen very well.
we about the main event and all that, and
Right?
where I should be. You see, when I watch my matches back over, I'm the biggest. I'm my biggest critic. So when I watch it, I don't really enjoy it. I don't think I do well. But when I go to other people like the promoters and the fans, they say I do good. Sometimes great, but in myself, I don't see it when I watch it because I'm like I could do that better, or I could
Right.
do that better, or I should have done this, or I should have done
Right.
that. But when I go to other people, that's when they tell me how good I am or what I need
Have
to
you
do.
have you ever had that happen to you in the ring in your young career where you've been in the ring and you had a spot that you had planned out or something like that and it just didn't turn out right and you just thought, oh no, I just ruined this match, right? No, you got it in your head right there, oh no, I just ruined, or do you just keep on going and wait to the end?
I'll say this: when I first started, when I had maybe 5, 6 matches back then, like when I first started out, when I'd mess up, I'd freeze completely because I know, oh man, I just messed up. It's over. The match is no good no more. I let everybody down. But now I've realized that when I mess up a spot, I can go up and cover it up real quick. Just you gotta just think of something right on the spot. I can't answer these questions real fast, but like when I'm in the ring, I'm getting better at knowing what I need to do to cover it up. I don't
No,
freeze
that's
anymore
that
like I
that's
used to.
good, man. I mean, that's one of the reasons. And you said, I can't answer these questions fast. That's one of the reasons why I want younger wrestlers on hashtag Truth. This is to give you experience. Also, you're giving me experience, and we're going. It's going both ways, brother. So don't feel bad if you have to sit there and think for a few seconds about a question, man. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, I've had people make me tongue tied too, man, coming back with a quick retort or a quick question, or even the fans, man. I'd be like, I don't know how to answer that. So don't feel bad. Just like I told you before the show starts, man, just be yourself, answer it. I Am Righteous has something to say now. Listen to this, man, because this guy knows a little something about wrestling. He said, okay, we got your booking skills. So now, kid, what you got to offer? What makes the young Tiger better than any of the newcomers? With emotion, tell me what makes you better. I think he's telling you basically cut a promo about yourself, brother. Tell us why we should come to a show and watch you.
Oh Lord, see, look, now you put me on the spot. Now, see,
Come on, man. You got to be able to tell
that's another
people.
weakness. That's another weakness. I'm not good at cutting promos yet. I'm terrible. I'm very bad.
Okay. I got you.
I like to be honest. I'm not real good at promos. I
Well,
freeze.
all right. Well, there's other ways to get the information out of you, brother. Have
But
you ever seen another wrestler and thought, man, maybe he's been in it longer than you, or maybe or a little less than you, and thought, man, I'm way ahead of him right now. Have you ever thought that?
I've thought of that, yes. But in another sense, I also firmly believe I'm no better than anybody else.
Okay, okay. Have you ever yourself walked up to somebody and gave them uh your thoughts on a match or something? Walked up and said, "Hey, man, I loved your match, but you might want to try this."
I try not to. I try not to because I just want to listen to everybody else's advice for
Mm-hmm.
now. Because I'm real new. I don't know anything really that much as the other people do. So I let the veterans tell them what they think is wrong.
Okay.
But I'm just trying to listen as much as I can right now and learn as much as I can. Just be a sponge and soak everything up.
Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. I know you're used to being face, Jackson Bones says. How do you differentiate your stature and demeanor?
I'm the same. I don't know how I explain it.
When
See,
when you're a face, is that you when you come out? When you come out of the curtain, is that you when you're playing a good guy? Is
yes,
that just that's you? Happy go lucky, pop pop pop,
I'm
slap hands. Now, if somebody were to come up to you and say, "Hey, man, we need you to be a punk bad guy who hates everybody, who's got to talk, dirt about everybody in the audience," could you immediately change your gimmick and go for that?
uh, I've done it before. Yes,
Okay.
I'm predominantly a face because I'm better at it because that's what I've worked the most. But
Okay.
I have worked heel, and I'm good at smack talking in the ring and doing those kind of things. But I firmly believe I'm better as a face. But I have worked heel. My gimmick is just me. Is me because I believe I could be the best me that there is. I could be me better than anybody else. So this is me
I
turned
hope
up to
so.
yeah, it's me turned up to 1,000.
If
My
I could play
charisma,
you better than you, something ain't right.
but it's my charisma is turned up, you know, to 1,000. My uh, voice, how loud it is, and just it's just me, but just turned up like it's like the Rock, Rock's himself, but just
Right.
turned up.
Have you ever had an instance in the ring where something happened and you just got confused? You had to stop for a second where, like somebody missed a move so badly. It might not have even been you, but somebody missed a move so badly, or you guys, had this spot made up and all of a sudden, you went to do the spot and the other guy was like on the other side of the ring or something. And have you ever had a moment in time where you had to freeze and quickly rethink of, what you have to do in the ring?
Yes, I have.
Tell me about it.
It was this move. I have this combination in the ring of it's a move set that I have. It's where I sling him into the corner. I give him like a spear in the corner, but slide him to the outside. Like he's in the turnbuckle. I spear him and then go to the outside of the ropes.
Okay.
I give him a kick to the head. He falls. I was supposed to flip over the rope onto him.
Okay.
When I kicked him, he bumped. He fell too far out from me, and I couldn't flip. So I was, what am I supposed to do? So I jumped into the ropes and just jumped on top of him.
So you slingshotted yourself on top of them.
Yeah, basically, but I couldn't flip like I was supposed to because
Right.
it would
So it ended
completely
up being
kill.
more of a frog splash than a flip.
Uh, yeah, I was gonna say that.
Hey, but you know what? As long as it came off and it looked good, nobody probably knew the wiser, right?
Exactly.
That's exactly the way it goes, man. All right, we got a few minutes left, folks. If you got any last minute questions for John Mathews, the young Tiger, put them up there now. Man, let me tell you, give us again where you're going to be in the near future, man. We'd love to. I'd love to see you, man. Tell me where you're going to be in the near future.
All right. This Saturday, I'll be at IWC in Clyde, North Carolina. It will be at the Fines Creek Community Center. And then Saturday, July 20th, I'll be at New Millennium Championship Wrestling in Kings Mountain, North Carolina, at the Kings Mountain Armory.
There you go, brother. Now, one more quick question before I take off, or unless anybody brings me another question over here in the comments. Have you ever held any gold in your young career yet?
No, sir. No,
Not
sir.
yet. So you're still looking for
Nobody-
that first title.
Nobody's giving me the opportunity yet.
All right, man. Well, hey, it's coming, man. I'm telling you, it's coming. Stick to what you're doing, man. Work on your promos. Work on.
Sir.
Have your girlfriend / wife / the mama of your child, however you want to say her, have her interview you sometime. Every once in a while, hey, it may sound stupid, but every once in a while, have her grab a comb or something or a brush or something and do a mic and do an interview with you. Practice it, and you will get better. It works, man. Believe me, it works. Or stand in the mirror and cut promos. Everybody, I mean, we had one night, 15 wrestlers in here telling another wrestler how to get his promos better. All from, do them in the ring. I mean, do them in front of the mirror, do them in the shower. They may sound weird, but you keep practicing, you get better, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, we do got a couple. We got one more question. Jackson Bone says, "What's your favorite move you throw?" And more. And what else would you like to learn?
What's my favorite move?
Yeah, what's your favorite move that you
It'd
can
probably
do
have to
right
be
now?
the tilt-a-whirl head scissors. And then
Nice.
the move I would like to throw, probably moonsault. Probably like to learn how to do that.
Nice.
I mean, I can get over. I just don't know how. Really.
Junior says practice makes perfect, and he's not lying. He ain't lying. Practice makes perfect. See, everybody's saying it. You read my mind, Jackson. You read my mind, brother. All right, man. Well, we're going to cut you loose tonight, man. Young Tiger, I appreciate your time. You were great. Keep up the good work. You always have an open invitation to #truth when you win your first belt. Remember me, give me a call, and come on and show the hardware, brother. I can't wait to do that.
All right, brother.
All right, man. This is #truth. We'll see you all tomorrow night.